everybody. Welcome to the final wrestling edition for this year of the Huddle. And Bob, what a great state tournament. What a great way to finish out the year it was at Value City Arena in Columbus over the weekend. 5 state placers, and, what more can you say?
Yeah, it was an outstanding weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think, a couple guys exceeded expectations, and a couple guys definitely met expectations.
Yeah.
But those were some high expectations.
They sure were.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of fun.
And again, we had a situation where we have an area resident who wrestles for a school outside the area that won a state title. That's the third time that's happened in the last 3 years. Tony Daly from Maslin Perry, who lives in Alliance, won the Division I 160-pound class and had a great tournament. And it was a fantastic final. He won by a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was it literally came right down to the
down
to the wire for Tony. And obviously he had a great tournament and. Upheld the tradition of the Dailies.
Family tradition.
His brother won too.
Yeah.
And now he has one for himself. So.
Right. That was nice to see the family in the stands, and he's celebrating with the family, and that's got to be a special moment. Special moment. Yeah. And then, as far as the area schools are concerned, we did very well. West Branch had a placer again, a high state placer. Alliance had 2 state placers, had a great tournament. Minerva had a state placer. So let's talk about the area schools and their accomplishments a little bit.
Sure. We'll start with the highest placer, I guess, locally, and that would be Logan Sharp from West Branch. Made it to Saturday night and to the state finals. Came up a little short, but when you look at his season, he had 4 losses. 3 of them were to the 2-time state champion Billy Miller, and the other one was a top gun to the number 1 ranked high school heavyweight in the nation.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And all 3 of his losses to Miller were by 2 points. So they were competitive matches.
Yeah.
And Logan just had an outstanding season,
Really did.
and well deserved state runner-up finish. And he should certainly be very proud. Proud of how he did.
Absolutely. And the Alliance gets 2 state placers. 1 returns to lead them next year. I would think Coach Shaw had to be thrilled with that.
Coach Shaw was ecstatic. This is his 3rd season, and Christian Jackson was his first ever state placer as a high school coach. And of course, a few minutes later, Adonis Watson became his 2nd state placer. So to get 2 in 1 year, and I believe he said it's been since like 1989. The Lions had 2 state placers in the same season. So Christian's one of those that definitely exceeded expectations.
He did. Great job.
Getting on the podium this year after a good, solid season.
Right.
But like even as coach said, if he had said at the beginning of the season, these guys would be on the podium, you'd say, well, they had the potential.
Right.
But they went out and did it.
They did.
Same for Adonis. Adonis, I think the expectations were there a little more. He had some really big wins during the season at the EOWL tournament, but it's state.
Right.
And to go down there and win 3 matches like he did, to get in that 5th and 6th place match, just a terrific job.
Right. And I know with Harrison Hopple, what a great career he's had. He's ended up as a 2-time state place winner for the Lions. When you think of that last name Hopple and you think, the great tradition, Beaver Local, and all they've done, he certainly upheld that great tradition by finishing 4th in the Division II 220-pound class. So.
Absolutely. He, like you say, the Hopple name is legendary in Columbiana County, and Harrison was able to carry on that tradition. I know he was disappointed after placing pretty high last year. He expected a little more of himself, but it was a tough weight class, and he was right there. Just came up a little short of his goals, but an outstanding season, outstanding career for Harrison Hopple.
Sure was, and the best is yet to come. When I interviewed him afterward, he's going to go on to play football at Ashland University. What a great program, super facilities down there, and I'm sure he's going to do great things for Coach Lee Owens with the Ashland Eagles football program. So, but all in all, what a great wrestling year it was. A lot of fun, a lot of memories, and I think it really bodes well for next year because a lot of these kids come back to lead these teams in the NBC next year, Bob.
Next year is going to be a lot a fun. In fact, I think the next few years are going to be a lot of fun. But because there were some very young teams in the NBC this year. There were a few upperclassmen that did well, but when you look at teams like Marlington, I believe all of their district qualifiers were underclassmen. West Branch has a strong group of underclassmen. 3 of their district placers were underclassmen. 4, yes, and Minerva, I'm not sure that they have a mixed group. They had a little more a few more seniors this year,
Right.
but they do have a solid group coming up.
Yep.
And obviously, we've talked about Alliance.
Yes.
Alliance is recognized by the other coaches in the league as the team on the rise. Their junior high team won the dual portion of the NBC title. West Branch won the tournament, but Alliance has a lot of talent coming up and a lot of talent coming back. And things are looking very, very bright. Future looks very bright for the Aviators.
Yeah, I think the NBC. You think about the title race next year; it could be one of the best ever, Bob. Because I can't tell you who's going to win it. I mean, West Branch is defending champ, but you look at Alliance, you look at Marlington, you look at Carrollton. I'm sure they're always a factor in there. So there's going to be some great competition for that league title next year.
Yep, Carrollton is another one that even though they're not local, we definitely keep an eye on them because they're a challenger,
Right.
and they had some really young kids in their lineup this year.
Right.
So they are definitely going to be a power for the next few years.
Yeah, well, should be fun. We're looking forward to it. It was a lot of fun this year. We hope you enjoyed tuning in and listening to Bob and I each week. And obviously, we're going to continue this next year. So we will see you. Until then, we'll see you at the beginning of next winter for the new Huddle next year. Thank you.